Overall, great to get a win. Kind of getting last week out of our system, but certainly a lot of things to work on. Great to see the defense come up with that big sack. Cam to get the interception at the end of the game. I thought they battled throughout the game, but still a lot of things to work on both sides of the ball. It was great to get the run game going today on offense. That was something that was a huge emphasis going into this game, and then also stopping the run on defense. So again, those things were accomplished. Some steps in the right direction in a long journey.
Folks, go ahead and lower your mask when you're ready to ask questions. First question, front row right, Tim May, Letterman Row.
Yeah. Ryan, now that the week is behind you, how much input did you have on the defensive side? What did you see out there that you really like? Obviously, y'all were two high safeties quite a bit and things. There's a little bit of a nuance change. I'm not so big time high safeties, but you know what I mean? What did you see out there you really liked? And obviously getting that huge play at the end had to be a huge boost.
Yeah, well, I mean, I thought we stopped the run better, and I thought that we did mix up some of the looks. Did a lot of conversations this week, and was involved with some different things. But I thought we changed things up, just how we did things structurally on game day, which again, we'll look at the film and analyze that and see how that went. But I thought for the most part they played with good energy, they prepared well during the week. Everybody was on the same page. There were some in-game adjustments that were done, much better and more efficient than the week before.
And Matt Barnes was calling a lot of the defense, and Kerry, you moved him upstairs. Just what were the thoughts there?
Yeah, I mean, everybody has input on the game plan, but Matt was calling it today, and Kerry was up there, and helping and doing a lot, in-game adjustments and things like that.
Over here to the left, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
You gave Trivia on the start. Obviously, that paid off. What had you seen in him that made you decide that, and just kind of assess his performance?
Since he's come here, he's worked really hard. He's been very mature. Does not act like a freshman, and takes his job very, very seriously. I thought he ran hard today. I thought our offensive line really established the line of scrimmage, and we were able to control the game at times. I thought the tight ends played hard, blocked well. But when he gets to the second level, he gives us that opportunity to come up the back end and hit home runs, which you saw in the first game, and then you saw a few times today.
Maya Williams didn't play at all. Is he healthy? Is that just
He is healthy, yeah.
Third row back, and Colin Gay, Rivals.
Is there a certain level of balance that you're still striving for on offense between the passing game and rushing?
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate. And I don't know if we hit our stride totally in that area, and so that's the job of our staff. That's the job of the leaders of the offense to find that balance. And but the one thing about this defense, they did a very good job. They play a 3 down front. They force you to kind of take those 5 and 6 yard carries, and see if you're patient enough to do that. And so we had to get a little bit big today and run the ball, and we knew that was going to be the case, which around here can be a little frustrating for the pass game. But the other thing too is we got to stop with the penalties. We have 3 false starts, I believe. We got the face mask and the big throw to Chris. Those are the things that really hurt you. So again, a lot of things to learn and grow on. But again, a lot of young guys in there, playing early on, and so they have to learn, but they got to grow up quick.
Front row middle, Clay Hall, WSYX.
A couple things on the secondary. Seventh Banks return. How did he work his way back?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's practicing much better, and we'll look at the film and see how he played and evaluate it and go from there.
You had a couple of picks. Cam Martinez on the pick 6. You had a third, I guess, that was overturned. How was that part of the thing jiving?
Well, I mean, he's starting to see guys challenge the ball, which is exciting. And getting their hands on passes, and I'd like to see a little bit more of a pass rush. It was good to see Tylee get that one, but we got to do a little bit better job of making the quarterback uncomfortable. But I thought the coverage overall, there were times where it was solid. Still too many things in zone, just a couple of guys running free on some things. But we are challenging, we are getting better, and you're seeing some young guys make some plays.
Over here, far left, Bill Landis, The Athletic.
Ryan, if Mayan was healthy, why didn't he play that?
Yeah, I mean, we're just, we're playing the hot hand there. I thought Masters practiced well. Mine did miss one of the practices this week and wasn't feeling well. So, those guys practiced a little bit better. And it wasn't like, we were holding them out, but Trevion was hot. And so, Coach Alpha went with him.
And then, again, let me ask you this before. CJ, at times when he misses a throw, he'll work out his shoulder or grab his shoulder. And I know you expect your quarterback to play through stuff, but if his shoulder is impacting his ability to throw the ball at all, is it in his best interest or the offense's best interest to play him?
Yeah, I mean, he's, everybody works through, different injuries and different sorenesses and things like that. And, No, I mean, he's been practicing well, and he'll continue to do so.
Right next door, Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
Ryan, did you have to spend more time with the defense this week than usual? And if so, did that maybe impact how much time that you have to spend on there to start the quarterback?
The answer is yes. But moving forward, I think we have a good plan on defense, and so, but it's going to be something I'm going to have to, I'm the head coach, so have to make sure that it's right in the way that we want it, and we all got to be on the same page, because ultimately I'm responsible for it. So, I've been in some of those meetings. Usually I'm not, but want to just make sure that things are running the way that I see them.
Right next door, Rob Aller, Columbus Dispatch.
CJ's having growing pains, and probably to be expected, but how do you balance the patience of sticking with the guy and when you think any overthrows and maybe thinking, do we try something new, do we try something else? So how do you work that out?
I mean, I still think he threw some good balls. He did miss a couple for sure, but it would have been nice to get that big throw in the fourth quarter to Chris, because that was a big time throw, and then he came back to the touchdown play to Garrett. So I mean, there's still a lot of good going on. I thought, again, coming off of last week, for over 400 something yards. I mean, he's played well. I mean, he's got to miss some throws. I mean, but he's learning, he's growing, and it's his third start, and so we'll keep building from here.
Where do you want to see him improve a little bit?
I'll watch the film and see, but it's week to week. It's just anticipating and seeing things maybe and preparing, so that when you get out there, you're like I said, anticipating and not reacting, things like that.
Over here to the far right, Doug Lamarice, Cleveland.com.
Ryan, is it a permanent move with Matt calling the defense going forward?
And we're going to watch the film and assess it and go back in there and that's kind of the way I see it moving forward right now as I sit here. Larry Johnson's obviously very, very involved, and has a lot of input on the game plan as well. So I mean, it's a team effort over there. But I think the way things went today was pretty smooth, and hopefully we can build on it.
How did you arrive at that final decision? Terry was hired to come back here to be the coordinator. What was that decision-making process like for you?
Yeah, we took a hard look at it and had a lot of hard conversation and tried to figure out what gives us the best chance to move forward. And this is kind of the rhythm and the structure that we feel like right now is best suited for the defense.
And how was Kerry with that decision?
He's a professional. He's an Ohio guy. He's from the state of Ohio. He's got a lot of pride, and he just wants to win. And so he's still very much a big part of this defense and a big part of Ohio State.
Over here, front row right, Austin Ward, Letterman Row.
You talked earlier in the week about needing to see progress today. You walked in and said you saw a few things that you were encouraged by. As you leave tonight and before you get into the film, do you think that you saw as much progress as you expected today, or do you leave a little uncertain about that?
I don't know. I mean, I'll watch the film and see. There were some really good things. Like we said, you look at the numbers, running the ball and stopping the run. I mean, that was a huge emphasis. But, where do we come up short in other areas? So I don't know. It'd be hard to answer that right now. We'll probably have a better idea.
How do you feel right now?
Like I always do after a win relieved.
Right next door, Brendan Gulick, Buckeyes Now on Sports Illustrated.
Coach, through 3 games now that you have a little bit of a sample size, in general, I realize you've lost one of those 3, but pleased with the direction that this team is moving?
I mean, after today, there was a step in the right direction for sure. How far, we'll find out after watching the film. But yeah, I mean, there was definitely things to build on, and it's a long road. And if we can keep building and keep getting better in certain areas, then hopefully we can peak as we head into conference play here. But again, this is a journey yet to be determined, and that's the fun part about coaching college football is that year in and year out the dynamics change, the people change, and this is a unique challenge. This is a new journey that we're on.
How would you assess the toughness of the defense so far, especially in the first half, holding a couple of field goals after long drives?
Like I said, I thought they showed toughness today. I thought they showed some energy out there. I thought that they tackled better. And they get that one third down stop, which was good. So overall, pretty good.
We're going to go way in the back, Tom Orr, Buckeye Scoop.
Right before the half, you guys get the ball back, and then you're midfield, and you take a knee instead of taking a shot at the end zone. What went into that thought process?
I mean, I think if we were on in plus territory, probably would have taken a shot. But when I think we're on the minus 45. To throw it 55 yards into the end zone, first off, that takes a while, and disasters can happen. I just kind of wanted to get into the halftime and remove from there.
Over here, far left, Patrick Murphy, 24/7 Sports.
Ryan, you touched on Travion, showing you guys things, but what has he done to earn that start? And then the plays that he was able to make today, how big can that be if he can continue to do that at running back?
Yeah, I mean, I think, each running back is different, but he's somebody that can hit home runs, and that's special. And he has that special talent. That, when you give it to him, when he gets to the second level, he makes a guy miss. It could be a home run, and that's a whole different dynamic. And he's going to have to learn to make an ugly 3 and 4, and turn a gain of 4 to 5 or 6, and not look for that home run all the time. But that's the give and take that you have with somebody like Travion. But what an exciting start to his freshman career or freshman year.
Got time for just a couple more. Second row left, Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Ryan, not having Zach Harrison today, how long do you foresee you guys being out with him? Just what's the latest on him, and how do you think you guys did without him?
We're hoping to get him back to practice next week, and it was kind of a game time decision. We felt like the best thing for him to do was to hold him for this game, and then hope to get him back next week.
Taylor Munford, can you give us an update, any kind of assessment, I mean, long-term?
It doesn't look long-term. How long, I don't know, but the pictures that we're taking and everything does not look long-term. So that's good.
And final question, second row left, Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
That was me.
Oh, that was her question. Well, far back row deep, Spencer Smith, Letterman Road.
Ryan, it seems like you guys are going through a little bit of a youth movement on defense. How do you kind of balance being displeased with the way you see the defense, but also know that the first and second year guys are going to have those?
A lot of deep breaths, a lot of deep breaths. But it is exciting. Like when you see a guy like Cam Martinez return a ball for a touchdown, you see Denzel Burke, have an interception. It got overturned, but it was one heck of a play. And then you see a guy like Tyler Williams pop and sack the quarterback in a big spot. I mean, those are really encouraging things, and there were other things too. Like you said, I mean, it's kind of that give and take. There's going to be growing pains along the way, but whatever you invest in these guys, you're going to get back here in the future, and that's the exciting part here. I think we have a really exciting young team here. I mean, you look at those guys, you look at Travion, you see some of the guys we have up front, the O-line. So our quarterback's young. I mean, we're young, but we're also talented. So if we can keep building and get stronger, then the future's going to be really, really bright.